What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in. It's 1TS Daily Live here at One True Sport. How's it going? My name is Zack Heydorn. I am your host of this shindig. Oh boy, and apparently I'm choking. It's great to be here. And thankfully, you guys are here too. Appreciate it. We got a big day here on the show. Lots to discuss. Some news nuggets, AEW Dynamite from last night, and boy, so much more. So thanks for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you. Hello. If you can do us a favor and hit that like button on this video, it helps us out greatly as we try to grow this channel and try to grow this show. So I thank you in advance for that if you're able. So appreciate you. If you're watching on Twitter, hello. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hitting play. You can like the show in your own way. So please do that, and appreciate it in advance. Want to point out, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but OneTrueSport.com has is a state-of-the-art merchandise store for all of the talent and all of the pro wrestling stars that work with us at One True Sport, and you can get some really unique, cool stuff at that merch store. It's OneTrueSport.com, and you can also get some very special 1TS Daily merch. Ooh, 1TS Daily merch there too, if you'd like. And we got shirts, we got hats, we got sweatshirts, we got all kinds of things. And the game is still going on. First person that picks up some 1TS Daily merch and snaps a picture of it out in the wild somewhere, grocery store, concert, wrestling event, that would be appropriate. First person that does that gets a special prize here, courtesy of the show. So you got to tag us, hashtag 1TS Daily, and tag me at Zack_Heydorn, and then hey, you're in, you're done, you win. You win. So do that. Head over there, OneTrueSport.com. Cool. All right, I got the live chat open. If you want to get into the conversation, or if you want to drive the conversation today, that would be wonderful. That is the funnest part of the show for me, is interacting with you guys, no matter what. I love that. And the live chat's like the best way to do that. So if you want us to tackle a topic, or you want me to just, hey, Zach, stop talking about this and talk about that, drop it in there. Drop it in the live chat, and I more than likely will acquiesce to your request. So live chat open. We also have super chats open as well. If you are willing and able to make a contribution to the show, you can do that with a super chat very easily. That goes to the top of the list. Those chats, whether it's a comment or a question or a rant or a rave or whatever it is, head up there. You can drop a super chat, and I'll make sure to get to it. And that way I won't miss it. I'll see it for sure. Cool. All right. So if you're in the live chat, hello. Thanks so much. We got people loading in right now in there. So thank you. Okay. Let's start off by talking some news, and then we will get into AEW and last night's AEW Dynamite after that. So big news of the day yesterday, WWE announces John Cena will be entering the WWE Royal Rumble in 2025. As we all know, Cena has declared 2025 as his last active year of competition in pro wrestling. I'm not going to leave the WWE per se, but he's not going to be wrestling anymore after 2025. He is working a lot of dates for WWE in 2025, including WrestleMania. But that will be his his final year of full-time competition of any kind in WWE, and it starts with the Royal Rumble. So this is interesting news, because I think as you look at 2025, and especially WrestleMania in 2025, you got to start piecing together like what John Cena can do on that show, and how much WWE wants to lean into him, or how much can they lean into him. It's a really interesting question, I think, because Cena, I mean, without question, a huge star for WWE, but his recent appearances have been, or recent like small little runs have been really flat. You know, the last like good one was in 2021, you know, with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and since then, he's come back and he's wrestled solo, and he had the little feud with Austin Theory at WrestleMania, and that match was a disaster. It just didn't seem like Cena was, how do I put it, all that motivated, frankly, to not just have good matches, but just to kind of deliver in the spot that he was given. And so you got to wonder, how much investment do you put in this guy? Like, is he somebody that, like at WrestleMania, for example, is he somebody that you put in a match against Braun Breaker, right? Put Breaker on the map, similar type of feud that he had with Austin Theory, but the match is better, and because Breaker is better. Is that a possibility? Okay, that's one option. There's another option. Do you put him in the ring with Gunther? Right? Do you put him in the ring with Gunther? And does he have, a big WrestleMania feud with Gunther and then do the job to Gunther? Possibility, right? I mean, that's a good, I think a good use of John Cena, and that's a good Cena match, Gunther. Or, do you even take it a step further? And do you have John Cena win a world championship at WrestleMania, like in a main event? Like to get that 17th championship win, like, is that the story that you tell? And you really put all your eggs in the Cena basket for WrestleMania 41, and you go with that as one of your like key big storylines. And we don't know yet. We don't know, how Cena looks like in the ring. So it's a really interesting, because you can go all three of those ways, and those are all different kind of investment points for him on the part of WWE. With the Breaker route, it's like, okay, like here, you're in this, and that's it. That's kind of like lower level stuff. The Gunther match, where he loses to Gunther, that's more of a, okay, yeah, big time match, but like, also you're doing the job. And then with the third option, that's like you're all in. Like you're all in. This is going to be a Cena year, right? And you're going to, have Cena win the title. He's going to have a run for the year, and then someone's going to beat him at the end of the year to get put over really strongly. So 3 different kind of price points on John Cena, and we don't know, and it's hard to tell yet which avenue they go down. When I look at the landscape of WrestleMania, you got to figure one of the WrestleMania main events is going to involve some combination of The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns, right? Some combination. Maybe it's a triple threat, blah. Or it could be more likely. I think it's Roman against Rock. I think that's the more likely outcome here. So that leaves your night one main event. And there's lots of possibilities that you could put in that slot. I mean, Punk and Seth are likely going to have a match. Gunther is going to have a match. Cena is going to have a match. The women are going to have women are going to have a match too. Rhea Ripley, is going to probably be in a championship match. So there's all sorts of different angles you can go. And is Cena in one of those slots? I don't know. It's very interesting. So it begs the question, Cena's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Should John Cena win the Royal Rumble? I mean, it's plausible if you ask me, first and foremost. And I'll give you my full opinion on this in a minute. But if you're in the live chat here, I want a thumbs up or thumbs down on John Cena winning the Royal Rumble. We've got a couple comments here from the boss. Says, how could John Cena be in the Rumble match if we can't see him? But ching. I see what you did there, boss. I see what you did there. I do see what you did there. Good stuff, and thanks for joining the show live. Andrew says, yeah, they ain't looking to protect Flair anymore, but he's a 21-time champ anyway, according to his autograph. Yeah, well, WWE, we all know, loves to rewrite that history. I mean, and they've been going with that 16-time thing for a long time. I don't think Ric Flair is going to be able to change the winds of history on that, or perception on that, perspective. I think it's 16 as far as WWE and the public are concerned. But you're right, and no, they don't care about that. And honestly, like I don't think you should just roll Flair's record just to do it. If it makes sense to do it, and it makes sense to give Cena that title because you've got plans and whatever, okay, then do it. But you don't have to do it just to spite Ric Flair either. That, although that is a WWE type move. So look, it's plausible that John Cena could win the Royal Rumble. And I mean, this gets him a match with the world champion if he wants. And if that's Gunther, okay, there you go. That's how you get to that match. Pretty easy to do that. And so I think it's a better than 50% possibility that Cena wins the Royal Rumble. No, for sure. And I feel pretty confident about that. We'll have to see kind of who he starts interacting with when he comes back and all that jazz. But I think it's a plausible and reasonable possibility, especially when you look at the cast of winners, who could it be? Okay, well, it could be, it could be somebody like Randy Orton, I guess, and he goes on to face Cody Rhodes. It could be Rock, right? If he's going to win and face Cody Rhodes somehow. But it seems like you can get to like a Cody Rock, Roman Rock thing without the Royal Rumble. And so I think you're looking on the men's side, something for Raw. So that's why I think it makes sense for Cena to win this. Because on the Raw side, it's like, okay, Seth's probably not going to win. Punk's probably not going to win because you've got, it looks like you're heading towards a Seth Punk match at WrestleMania. Then there's Drew. I don't know how he factors into the WrestleMania plans, but I don't think it's going to be world title picture stuff. Although Cena and Drew could be a good match, if on the level of like a Braun Breaker and Cena. Suppose Braun Breaker could win the Royal Rumble too. That's a possibility. But I just think that this lines up, this tracks, and like WWE is putting a bunch of energy behind promoting Cena's 2025, and this is the first piece of that puzzle. So I think I would pick Cena as of right now as the guy to win this thing. Let's go to the chat here. Andrew H says, second 3-time winner. His surprise entrance was probably the last great surprise of the Royal Rumble other than Edge. Yeah, boy, that Edge one goes down in history, 2020. Right before the entire world shut down. It seriously wasn't too much. It was like, what, 6 weeks later? Everybody's done. Not done, but everybody's locked at home. What a weird time. But yeah, that Edge thing's crazy. And yeah, the Cena, that was wonderful. So, it makes sense. Eddie is in the chat talking Cena. Eddie says here, Cena is the perfect guy for Braun to pin for Braun's first world/universal title. Yeah. So there you go. That's the story. If Cena wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to WrestleMania to win his 17th world championship, the next question is who beats him at the end of that, right? How do they leverage that final Cena run to get somebody over huge? And Braun Breaker would be a great guy for that. He would be a perfect guy for that. So I think that's a possibility. The other possibility here too, Cena wins. And what about a Cena Cody match? You could go on down that road. They haven't wrestled before, and that's a marquee WrestleMania match too. So that's a possibility. So Cena opens up very interesting doors for Royal Rumble season, and we'll have to see where it goes. If you got Cena comments, drop them in the live chat. You can talk more about him and about this news as we go on. Let me check my other news and notes nuggets. Yeah, no, that's pretty much that's the big news. That's the big news. They also announced that Raw and SmackDown will be doing some tapings. So we'll get some more taped shows here coming up for the holidays, like around Thanksgiving and around Christmas. So that's good. That's good. Look, I don't like tape shows, but I do like that wrestlers get to spend those holidays with their families, and that's important. And we can all live with a couple tape shows. Is not the end of the world. So that'll be coming up here. Both Raw and SmackDown are going to do that. All right, let's get to AEW Dynamite last night. We'll run through some results here, and then we'll talk about some talking segments that they had too. So the two big talking segments were Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay in the ring, and then Jon Moxley and his crew in the ring as well, taking over or seizing the Superstation. And we'll start there. As predicted, that was incredibly lame. It's just a silly gimmick to try to make an in-ring promo seem bigger than it actually was. And yeah, they kind of like boss around the camera guy, and that's really it. So, as expected, that didn't turn into anything. But the promo Jon Moxley cut, I thought was good. I thought it was pretty straightforward. I thought he put over Orange Cassidy. He said and kind of declared, like, look, I'm the champion. I hold all the power. I hold all the cards. I'm the world champion. The company goes as I see it, and in my vision. And then Orange Cassidy walked out and said, "Yeah, hey, like that's exactly why I have to beat you at Full Gear. And I'm gonna take the power back." And so there you go. There's your storyline. There's your narrative. Orange Cassidy got a big pop from that audience, and it was it seemed like it was hard to get pops last night. Audience, come on, people at a wrestling show, speak up. But he did get a good reaction, and so I think, like, again, I go back to you gotta. Wrestling fans want the company to make them believe that some X person can beat Y person. That's the essence of this. And even though Jon Moxley's retaining this championship here, Orange Cassidy's doing a good enough job where you look at him and you go, okay, like, yeah, that could happen. I really want Orange Cassidy to win. I'm invested in that, and you can tell that that's there because of the pop. And I thought that was excellent. We had a brawl. We had a match later, and it all was what it was. Babyface's got a little bit of a comeuppance against Mox in the BCC, but in the end, it was what it was, and it was all to further the match at Full Gear coming up on November 23rd. The other major talking segment was Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in the ring, and I thought this was the most compelling segment of the whole show. I thought this was really well done. Kyle Fletcher, we'll start with him. Man, the shaved head. Like, it's funny how one little thing like that, one little like cosmetic thing like that can totally change the look and feel and perception of a star. And, Fletcher's got a long way to go in terms of like really being a star, a star. But the look though matters. I think when he had the hair and everything, he looked fine, but it's just one of those things where it didn't stand out. And the shaved head really stands out to me. He looks like, kind of a badass. And I think he's coming into his own on the microphone. He's got somebody great to play off of in Will Ospreay. But it's Fletcher's presence that I think makes this really feel more like a main event level program for sure. Let's see. I'm checking the chat here about anybody else talking. Yeah, Aaron is here. Says, wow, 6 whole people watching. This channel barely gets 100 views. Should have left it alone as the Kurt Angle show. Hey, well, you're watching. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you, dude. Anyway, so Will Ospreay and Fletcher, they got personal. They got real personal here. And the feud needed it. It needed that personal touch. It needed that personal kind of tone and tenor behind it. It needed that flair. And Ospreay does that so well, like bringing up the fact that Kyle Fletcher lived with him, bringing up the fact that Kyle Fletcher was with him when he was picking up his son from school. Like, all of that adds depth to what this is. And I also liked, Will Ospreay calling out the hypocrisy of Fletcher as the heel. When Fletcher's like, I'm not you, and yet Fletcher's out there talking about how he's done the same things that Ospreay's done to get his spot. I thought that was a nice call out by Will Ospreay. So this was really well done, and I thought both guys played it well. The whole segment didn't overstay its welcome either, and I think that's important. And this is a good grudge feud. This is one of the best built matches on the show for Full Gear, and the segment like last night is why it really delivered. And you get the sense that these guys just hate each other, and that's exactly what you want going into the show. All right, let's see here. Check the live chat. Okay, nothing new there. Okay, results. Full on results for the show. And we'll dive into some of these in a minute here. Okay, Christian Cage and Adam Page defeated Jay White and Juice Robinson in a tag team match to open the show. Roderick Strong defeated Lance Archer and now will face MJF at Full Gear. More on that in a minute. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Adam Cole. Surprise there. It was a non-title match. Britt Baker defeated Penelope Ford. Swerve Strickland defeated Leo Rush. And then in the main event, House of Black defeated FTR, beat FTR to earn a spot in the Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match at Full Gear. So that was the show. Roderick Strong defeats Lance Archer, but Adam Cole does not defeat Konosuke Takeshita. So Roderick Strong gets his 3 wins, and Adam Cole doesn't. And so Roderick Strong is going to face MJF at Full Gear. Really? Really? What the heck are we doing here, guys? Like, look, the feud is not between Roderick Strong and MJF. Like, I don't know what the purpose is of throwing that little red herring in there. Just build the match. Why does everything have to be so cute and so, complicated? Adam Cole wants MJF. That's the match you should build. That's the match that we're probably going to get anyway. And so this roundabout, this way, then that way, then this way, then that way on this, just to get to the match that everybody knows is coming anyway, is just enough. You don't get people invested in stars when you book them this way. Nobody, right? Roderick Strong isn't a big enough star here. MJF is not even on television, and so he's not even hyping up a match. So he doesn't come across as anything, and Adam Cole certainly doesn't. He's just kind of in the background, losing his opportunity, and has to listen to MJF and jump through all his hoops anyway. It's just silly. Decide the match you want to do, book that match, and build that story. It's that simple. And this has been so convoluted. And disappointing for that reason. Takeshita and Cole was a fine match, I think. I think Cole, this was the best Cole has looked since returning. Now, that's not saying much because I don't think he's really had it in the ring since he's come back. But this worked. This was fine. And I was surprised to see Takeshita get the victory. Not the worst thing in the world, but just the circumstances of this. Just book Cole versus MJF for the love of God. Sean is in the chat. Agree with me here. He says, "What's up, Zach? Dynamite was just so not good last night. Nothing feels big. MJF versus Roderick Strong. Who wants to see that?" The boss says MJF won't lose back-to-back pay-per-view matches. Give him Cole down the road. Garcia, hard to say when or if he needs to beat MJF. I mean, MJF is not going to lose to Adam Cole. But I think it's worse for Cole to not even get the match. Instead, Roderick Strong does. I don't think that's even where they're going to land. I think it's going to be MJF versus Adam Cole. I don't know if Strong gives up his match or what, but it's a mess. It's a mess, and it's not entertaining, and I don't think anybody involved with it is better off. The Swerve Strickland stuff this week with MVP and the Hurt Syndicate, I thought was good. I'm excited for that match at Full Gear. It's one of the matches I'm most looking forward to, and I think it's partly because it's been a good build. But the other reason is I want to see what Bobby Lashley does with the WWE training wheels off. Like, is he just going to kind of be the same guy that he always has in the ring? I think that's fine. Or does he have another gear left that we didn't get to see in WWE very often? So I like this match a lot, and I think it's going to deliver once it's time for it to hit the ring. Sean says, "Swerve, don't be a dumb babyface," and he was last night. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but you got to put. I mean, you do have to put Lashley over big here, and so yeah. I mean, you don't want that from Sean, but I just yeah. I'm with you. In principle, I'm with you, but I think you're still working to make Bobby Lashley here, and that's important too. All right, let's see here. Andrew also says Takeshita won, Sean. The finish wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm surprised that he won altogether. So this is a good thing for Takeshita. They've turned the corner on Takeshita. It seems like they finally realize now that they have to push him to make him anything, and hopefully they continue on that path. He's such a talented guy. I mean, geez, he is so good in the ring. He's got such a star power presence to him, and he needs the book. He needs the book behind him. You can hear my dog in the background. Clearly loves Kanosuke Takeshita. Oh God, amazing. Okay. Last or two more things. Britt Baker. What do we think of Britt Baker this week? I think I don't know. There's something about her right now that just seems totally disinterested, and that I'm not breaking any news on that. I don't have news. I'm not reporting anything. This is just my perception. Having watched a lot of wrestlers and a lot of wrestling, it seems to me like she's out there, DMD, kind of putzing around during her match, and then, go to the finish. She finds that hard cam with the lockjaw and wins, and that's it. And as I said yesterday, I don't know anymore what her place in the company is. And if she's this disinterested, I don't think it's going to be anywhere good. Like what reason is there to see her on TV again next week? If you're a Britt Baker fan, what reason is there to come back to try to watch her? Like, she's not given anything. There's no oomph there. There's no, nothing behind the performances. And so it's really, 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 really flat. Andrew says she's garbage. Okay, well, tell us how you really feel, Andrew. And Sean says here, not good. Just isn't going anywhere. Ford just lost, and now she loses again. That was weird. I mean, Penelope Ford is not somebody that we need to worry about taking losses or not. But the bigger question is, like, did Britt Baker really come across as that much bigger of a star than Penelope Ford? And no, she didn't. I don't think so. She just seemed like on her level, and that's not what you want either. All right, last but not least here, AEW announced last night that the Continental Classic tournament, the round robin tournament, will begin on AEW Dynamite the night before Thanksgiving here in Chicago, right in my backyard. I can never go to this show here. I know it's like this big tradition, and I've not been to one because, family comes first, right? And I'm always out of town for Thanksgiving by that point. So I don't get to see any of these shows. Luckily, I get some other ones, of course, here in Chicago, but I don't get those. And here's the thing, okay, with the Continental Classic, and we're obviously going to be talking a lot about it on this show. Andrew says, oh, look, they're going to use Okada. Well, let's hope. There's no guarantees, Andrew. Here's the thing with the Continental Classic, and we'll end on this. I like the concept. I do. I mean, I think it's a cool concept for this company to do. Yeah, WWE could pull it off, but that's not really their thing. But in AEW, it is. But the thing is, the reason the G1 works so well and has become such a notorious tournament in pro wrestling is because it always has the top stars in it. Always. Always. It's never that, like, Okada's sitting out because well, we don't want to job him out. No, they find a way around it, or they just let him win, or they let him lose, right? If this tournament has all the top guys in it, I think it could be very, very successful for the company. But you got to go all the way with it, right? It's got to have Okada, and it's got to have Adam Page, and it's got to have Adam Cole, and it's got to have MJF, and it's got to have, who else? Jack Perry, perhaps, all your champions, right? It's got to have your champions, Chris Jericho, right? You got to have all your top stars. It can't just be a couple top stars and then Jay Lethal, right? Or that tier. That tells you before the tournament happens exactly where things are going to go. And the exciting part of the G1 is that it doesn't do that. You have all these top stars there. They're all there. And this tournament should be the same way. So I hope that's the plan. It wasn't the plan last year. They clearly had, lines in the sand of like, okay, you're going to be involved in this and you're not going to be involved in this. Andrew says we won't disparage black machismo around here, sir. Well, I mean, I kind of just did. But here's the thing. It's not that I don't like Jay Lethal. It's just, he's not Okada, right? He's not, although he's closer to Okada than I think he has any right to be at this point. And that's more of poor booking on Tony Khan's part than anything else. But you guys get my point. It's got to be top guys against top guys. That's how this tournament works, if you want to do it, period. And so let's see it. Let's see it, Tony Khan. All right. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me here on the show today. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 Eastern, right here for 1TS Daily on One True Sport. You can catch more of me today. Actually, I'll be live on the Brass Ring Media YouTube channel. That's my shop, where me and the team, we have live shows all throughout the week on YouTube. You can get all of our live shows either on YouTube or as audio podcasts. So download us on your favorite podcast app. We're there. Just search Brass Ring Media. We also have a Substack newsletter where all of our written word goes every day. So you can check that out too. It's on Substack. So just search Brass Ring Media Substack. Cool. Follow me on social media at Zack_Heydorn. I'm on Blue Sky too. Would love a follow there. That's been really fun lately. So it's Zack Heydorn .BKSKY.social. You can find me on there. Just search Zack Heydorn and I'll show up. So hopefully you guys do that. But thanks so much. Thanks to everybody who joined the show. Thanks to Sean and Andrew and everybody else in the live chat. Boss Daniel was in there, and even shout out to Aaron Ace, who doesn't like the show, but felt the need to come in the show and drop a comment. So thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, and we'll catch you later right here at 1TS Daily. I'm Zack Heydorn. Talk to you all real soon. See ya.